BassResinator here. I just got in some new molds from Let's Resin, and I'm going to review them for you. These are brand new, hot off the press. I don't know how Let's Resin put them together, but they're not in presses. But anyway, these are cool. Are you ready for this? Well, let me show you what it says on the very top. Let's Resin cow and pig molds. What? Yes. Cow and pig molds. There's the pig mold. How cute is this? It says it holds 10.5 ounces of resin. Okay. I'm going to be using deep pour on this because they are on the large side. This is the cow. Whoop. That's his tail. Look at this. Now what I want to do, I was thinking about this. I want to put UV resin on their noses and in their eyes. But before I do that, I need to do some chameleon color because I'm going to put red UV resin for the nose, and for the eyes I'm going to use the black. But also on the cow, I'm going to give her some spots. So I'll have a white spotted or black spots on a white cow. But I want the horns to be a gold. That's green. What am I doing there? I got the colors out of order. I'm going to be using the Intense Chameleon green variety. It's not what I wanted. I wanted gold. There's the gold. That's what I want for the horns. And I want black cherry. You'll see what I want the black cherry for in just a bit. On the nose, not the whole snout, on the nostrils, I'm going to put that black cherry, and then I'm going to have the red in there. I'm going to do that on both of them. So we will see now about that. I'm going to use these little foam brush things, very small ones, to do the schnoz marks with black cherry. Let's see how these works. Oh, I got some on the top. I'll just use that because I'm not going to need much. Now these are, I saw these on their advertisement, and I thought, oh, these are so cool looking. Okay, let me try that again because I've already get out a special wipe. Because it smeared. And we're not going to have anything going wrong with this. Not at all. Just use a baby wipe on that. You know, maybe if I do it this way and just bend his nose out, it'd be easier. You know, sometimes I just got to be smarter than the average mold. There's that side. I'll get the other side. Now the pig's nostrils are not nearly as large, so it should be easier on that one. Ta-da! I went a little too far with that, so let me get the end of this. Okay, there we got that. That's the cow schnoz. Now the pigs will be a little easier because they're just little tiny ones. Yes. Okay, so that is done with that color. Now to get down into the horns, I'm going to use this little brush. You know what? No, I have this very small brush that will hold a little bit more of the mica. Man, I don't know if you saw that, but it just shot off the brush. Gotta make sure it's all the way down there. Okay, I'll clean up a little bit around the edges there. the other horn now. Oh man, static got it. Okay, so now get where that static just grabbed that. That is crazy how that mica just flies. But the good thing is this it cleans up very quickly with a baby wipe. Except when it decides to go down in the ear. Okay, let me use this brush right here. Use the end of it to get down into there. And we'll clean his ears out. How's that? See, this is way too much movement. If I would have put the UV resin in, it would have popped the eyes out already. So that is why I did this part first. Oh, come on. There. Now, there is a little bit up in the eye. Clean the outside off and the mat. And there we have the horns done in gold, the nostrils done in that red, or that what is it, black cherry. And now we'll go to using UV resin. Now this red I'm gonna have to tip over because there's not very much I've used it, which is a good thing, right? I'm using it, but I need to set it over here to the side. I'll do the eyes first, and I'll get half of my Let's Resin UV lamp ready to cure. That better just be on the outside. Yes, it is. Okay. Now with this black, you can't go real thick with it. It won't cure. It's too opaque. So you have to do it in layers. But I got air bubbles right there. So shouldn't take really long to do this, but better safe than sorry, I think. If you don't cure it correctly, you'll end up with very sticky when you pull it out of the mold, and you don't want that. That's just not good. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to flip it over and do this side so that it'll cure from both sides. And that way it shouldn't have any sticky when we pull them out. Okay, now on this lamp, if you have not done it, it's got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but there is no off. It's on 2 minutes right now. Click it, it goes to 3, 5, and it goes to off. So there is no off switch, you just have to cycle through it. Okay, so there is layer 1. Now when you put the second layer on, it gets much darker. Okay, I'll come back to you after I do this one as well as the pig. I'm going to do them the exact same way. I'll show you how I do the nose. Okay, the eyes are in place. Oops, what is that? Got some that mica powder rolling there. Okay, so there's the little piggy. You can see his eyes and his nose. And the cow, eyes and the nose. Cool. Now, I'll do the little piggy first because the nose is smaller. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. I don't know if you can see in there. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so now I'll do these. And I will come back to you after I finish with the schnozzes, and then we'll get after it with the resin. Okay, I have to show you what happened. I don't have enough of the red, so I poured it in there, and I'm out of pink. That's why I didn't use pink. So I'm rolling it around to try and cover all of the nostril area, hopefully covering those edges enough to where when I cure it, it'll be pink everywhere. Not as pink, but, or as red, whatever. Okay, so I am going to do I'm just going to keep rotating as it's curing. Hopefully getting all of it covered. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's not moving anymore now. Moving anymore. Moving. Okay, enough. I have fun. I like playing with new things. Let's see, is it moving? No. Okay, so I'll stick him right there in front of the lamp. And I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm back. I want to, there you go, you can see you got most of it. What I want to do is make this cow a Holstein. So I'm going to put a little bit of this black down in his ear, in each ear. And then little spots here and there. And then I'll go over them. And these are just in this area. Okay. In order to get a neat pattern, I'm going to have to put them around on different spots of his back or her back. And then I'm going to do some on the sides. So we got a little bit of a pattern going. Okay, I'll come back to you when I have that pattern done, and I'll continue on from there. Okay, so there we've got the Holstein pattern. Hope it stays. Now I got to mix up the resin. I'm going to use just white in here. For the cow, and for the pig, I'm just going to use pink. And we'll see what we get. Okay, let me get that resin mixed up. And I'm going deep pour again. I was asked by one of my subscribers to show all my steps, and I forgot to show the beginning of this. I put 2 scoops of this little metal spoon thingy. And I put 2 scoops of the white into this one and 2 scoops of the pink into that one. And I'll stir them up really nice. You don't want to leave any chunks or floating blobs of mica, because they'll leave. It leaves it's not pretty. Let's just put it that way. See how it looks like dots on top of that white? I don't want that. I want it to just be nice white silvery sheen. Now this is almost 11 ounces and this is almost 12 ounces. Since this one holds 10.3 and that one holds 10.5. Thought I'd err on the side of too much. I can always put the rest into some other mold. Now I mixed this resin up for about 5 minutes, so this is just adding a little bit of extra mixing so that it's very well mixed. Now with deep pour, it takes 1 part of it's 2 to 1. 1 part hardener and 2 parts of the resin. So it's very thin. It's almost like water. but don't drink it because it is toxic. Now some of what I'm seeing on the top right here are air bubbles. But it looks really nice, and it's not like exceedingly opaque, and I don't know if I need to try and get it more opaque than that. I don't know. Let me check with the pink and see what I need to do. You don't want to start and just whip real fast because you'll start getting bits of the mica floating around in the air and you don't want to breathe that. See how some of it sank all the way down to the bottom? You got to make sure we stir. Over here there's some little spots. And then some parts hang out on the sides. Once it starts going down into the resin, then we can stir a little quicker. Now I got the white and the pink out of the 36 colors of mica powder from Let's Resin. There are a lot of colors in there. And there's another box that's even bigger than that. It's got 60 colors in it. So if you don't have mica powders, Let's Resin has you covered. It looks opaque, but from the side it almost looks translucent. But that might be kind of cool too. Every once in a while, there you see there's still some little piece. I don't know if you saw that or not, but there was a little piece of mica that was stuck on the bottom that came up. There was another one over there, so I just got to keep going to make sure I don't have any of those left. There was a big one. Now I'm scratching on the or scraping the bottom of this silicone mixing thing to make sure that if there's any of those little pieces of mica down there, that I'm getting them loosened up to where they can mix in. Still some more. Okay, I'll come back to you when I'm done mixing. Okay, I am done mixing it up. Now I'm going to stop right here and go down into the bottom of those ears and squeeze a little bit to make sure there's no bubbles down in there. Now on the cow, I'm not going to have to do that because there's UV resin down in there. The nice thing about deep pour resin is it degasses really well. So these bubbles that are being introduced right here, I'm trying not to go too fast because then it won't do well. And man, look at that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see the bottom of the jug. There's still some pockets of mica that I missed. And you want to fill it up to where it's not just level, but it'll have like a little bubble. It's called doming. And because resin, as it cures, it will shrink. So if you get that dome, then it won't have a real sharp edge when you try and get it out. Okay, that's domed pretty well. And I'll wait for that for a little while, and then I'll come back and see if I need to put a little bit more in. Okay, now here we go with the cow. Oh, I will need to squeeze a little bit in his horns to make sure. Maybe not. Goes 1 year. This almost looks like frosting. This white. Okay, I'm gonna try and squeeze down inside the horns just a little. Just to ooh, watch out I don't squeeze the pig or bump the pig. Just to release any air bubbles that might have been hanging down in there. You don't want to have a bubble on the end of the horn. That'd be no good. I'm going to show you in just a little bit how to get rid of those bubbles that are floating around on the top. You get a long handled lighter and just go over it. But like I said, the deep pour does a really good job of releasing bubbles. Now this cow looks like, oh look, there's one that came up on its own. Right there, got it. And then it's just going to be a matter of waiting. Now, generally, deep pour resin takes about 48 hours to cure. But where I live here in South Texas, it's hot and it's humid. To let you know how hot, the last couple days, well, at least the last week, if you deal with Fahrenheit, it's been between 104 and 110 every day. In centigrade or Celsius, that's 42 or 43. So yeah, it gets pretty hot. Now it's supposed to get cooler because there's possible tropical storm coming up in the Gulf. I live about 70 miles from the coast. So that may cool it off, but it's going to make it a lot more humid too. we have air conditioning in our house, and an air conditioner removes humidity. That's just part of how it makes it cooler. But even at that, I've got a gauge here. It says it's at 44% humidity in this room. So, okay, so this already went down just a touch. So let me add a little bit more. There we go. This one's still right up to the brim, so I'll just leave it alone. And then I will find, after a while, if these don't need any more resin, then I'll find something to pour this little bit of white and pink into. Okay. I will see you for the demolding. Bye. Well, these are cured up, and this was the leftover resin. I was able to pour a conch with a little bit of the white and the pink that was left over. So a little cute little dish. Okay, let's start with the pig. I am on a different table. Sorry about that. I had to move a chair and it made a noise. Because I needed my work area to work on something else. Now it did shrink down a little bit from the edge. I don't know if you can see. I may fill that in with a little bit of resin, but not now. I can always do that later. The nice thing is this silicone is very flexible. It's not overly tough or thick, so it's can pull stuff. Look at that color! Wow! Now let's just hope the ears and the nose and the face look really nice. Oh, look at that! Oh, how cute is that? Okay, oh my word. Wow, that shiny pink. Okay, well, that is the pig. Let's get the cow now. Put the pig over. Almost could drill a hole there and that would be a nice little piggy bank. Now I think, you see how I have these splotches on the side? I think the one that I had over here on this side slid, came detached, and went down, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. It's the color is still there. These gloves. Okay, let me. And I put a little bit of black on the tip of his tail. Or her tail. We'll call it a him because it's got big old horns. How's that? This Holstein is bullish on America. Sticking on this one side. There we go. See, so that's that little one that came detached and went sliding. But the little tail's got, oh, I got those horns to go over. I'm going to have to get his face out first, most likely. Well, there's the snout. Okay, look at that. Oh, how cute is that, huh? Well, we're starting our farm. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had a cow. I could go around and do his hooves. Does the little pig have little feet? Yeah. Okay, let me go get some markers and do those. Have the Let's Resin chrome marker here. Let's get these hooves. Too far over. Sorry about that. Let me do a little bit more. There we go. And he's got a little bit on the back side too. There we go. I'll get some pictures close up of these guys with their toes done. Now the pig doesn't have as big of ones. those toenails. Okay, here we are. So we have our cow, or bull, and those eyes came out really nice doing it with UV resin, and the schnoz as well. And the nostrils, you know, I used that powder on there first before I poured it in there, so that worked. And the pig, same concept. Okay, well, if you're a subscriber of mine, let me come down a little bit lower. If you're a subscriber of mine, thank you so very much for subscribing. If you're not, it's very simple to do. Just go down to the bottom of the screen, push subscribe button. If you are if you do that, it doesn't cost any money, so that's the good thing about that. If you would, while you're there, push the little icon of the bell, then you'll be notified anytime I do something new. And this channel does have memberships. If you're interested in doing that, just push the button that says join and follow the prompts. Yeah, these such cute little farm animals. Look at those. Okay, yeah, I'll get some pictures of these guys, and if you are interested in these, I will have a link to Let's Resin resources where they have these molds available, and you can get yourself a set. They're very cute. They just have come out. I would encourage you, if you like farm animals that are cute, go for these. These are very I love them. They're great. Okay. Stick around for some still pictures. We'll see you.